Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert Champ. I try to keep this short. I'll try not to prolong the inevitable about that I actually missed a hurricane. Of course, anytime you take a cruise from June to November, that's hurricane season. I know some people do not want to take cruises because of the water, the shaking of the water. I remember some years back, before the pandemic, of course, on Royal Caribbean. Of course, I take Norwegian most of the time. Only took about 4 trips, but out of the one out of the four, I took Royal Caribbean. I would like to go with them again from Puerto Rico to Barbados, where it was a little bit shaky, the waves. There wasn't no hurricane, but every now and then, rock the boat. Don't tilt the boat over. But yeah, the waves do rock every now and then. And even when you have a balcony, when I watched some of the other videos about some of the ships and you got a balcony, who knows what that would be like. But I know what it's like a little bit to just walk around. You don't be on the deck outside of the festivities where the casinos are and the shopping and the music is playing. But the boat is rocking. The ship is rocking. Yes, I did miss it. This is no clickbait again, because it's true. Anytime you take cruises, like I said before, in those months, you might just be in hot water. Even though it's cold water, it's hot water when you're talking about the drifting around back and forth while you're sitting down eating your meal, and then all of a sudden you feel a little jolt here and there. But the ships are very good. And usually the captains are very good, and everyone else is pretty good, and you know what to expect, which is pretty good. A lot of people take those cruises, they know what they're getting into, like flying an airplane. Cruises, a little bit different. You're not on land, the water's on land, and you're in the water. What else can you say about that? Just 2 weeks when I made port back to New York after my 7-day cruise on the Norwegian breakaway, I knew that the ship had some other places to go after they dropped us off. And lo and behold, 2 weeks after I ported on the 4th of September, on the 17th, a tropical storm began to form, of course, in the Caribbean Ocean, because that's where most of the storms start at, in the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico, going through Florida, hits all the other islands there, including Puerto Rico. But the breakaway, the ship that I took going to Nova Scotia, was supposed to be going to Bermuda. They decided to change because the hurricane was coming that way. And they did not want to go into the hurricane itself, of course. So they started going back up to Nova Scotia, the way I heard. Now, remember, when I got back on the 4th of September, which was a Sunday, they were dropping some of the requirements of the vaccines and the testing and all that kind of stuff. But as I heard, if you're going back up into Canada, everything is still not what they said it was going to be. I heard that some people were upset because they had to go through the chain again, and some people were expecting to go to Bermuda. You don't need no test, you don't need no shots, you don't need any of this thing. Now, I'm not going to get all into heretofore about that, but still, just to hear about the confusion there kind of makes you sick. But that's the way it is when you're cruising. That's the way it is. Well, people taking flights, you get there, then all of a sudden, the cruise might be delayed, it might be canceled. Or better yet, while you're on the cruise and the storm is coming up north, like a nor'easter or worse, ships are hiding behind the islands up north into the Canadian region just to escape the storm, and some are just staying in port until the storm goes away. There are a lot of reasons why people don't take cruises. And there are a lot of reasons why people still do take cruises. Because it is delightful, it is fun, and it's different. You know, one of the things that I got to look at my nose a little bit, cruises are just not for everybody. I said that, but still, it really is not. For one thing, it's on water. And even though you can't swim, it probably won't do you any good anyway, whether you can swim or not, unless you're a snorkeler, and I don't think that'll be work either in that deep water, way and back and forth. It's a very salty ocean. That's the second thing about it. And you're in the middle of the ocean. The third thing, you're in the middle of the ocean and you don't see land. You're just a few miles out, but you can't see land. Of course, if you see land, you might be a little bit more comfortable. And being on a ship is more than 3,500 people on board. It's a little city, I always say. People should be kind to one another on the ships, even there isn't a storm. It's a small world. Yeah, it's a small world after all. And if there was a whole bunch of cruises out there and a whole bunch of little bitty cities, you should be acting right. The ship's crew act right. They're very nice. Everybody's doing their job. I know there's a lot of commotion on the ships. A lot of things way before I even began to even take cruises. Before I finally decided to take cruises as a part of my vacationing. And yes, I missed a hurricane by 2 weeks. But it doesn't have to be hurricane season. It does not have to be hurricane season, because the boat is going to be always rocking. And if you're on a boat and you're trying to have a good time, then you make the best of it. This is Robin A. Champ. Don't rock the boat, baby. Don't tilt it over. Because there's still love on the boat. The new Love Boat is coming out. Should I watch it? I don't know. See how it is. So this is Robin Deshawn, and I'll see you in my next video. Talk to you later, folks, and have a great evening or morning. See you later.